What's up, Devils? J-Dog back with another goddamn fucking video. And we're back to answering some motherfucking question time. God damn it. And this one, we're going to be finishing up questions on the, what was the video called again? Hell's Headbangers Don't Carry Boston. It's got 913 views, like I said, but the comments are 109, so there was quite a bit on them. So my previous video, I did comments from them. But it seemed like there's some pretty good ones in all of it, because the previous video answered some. I thought there was some good shit in there. Shows you some fucking dissect and some killer shit for you guys to check out. And there were still more questions that I thought were all pretty decent stuff. And next one in line from none other than Ricky Jones. God damn it. And, comments and everything. Here's just kind of a random question. Do you ever pick a band's discography that you have and listen to all their albums in order? I do that all the time. No, I don't, and not at least on a regular basis. I definitely have in my teenage years, and kind of crossed the mind, like, especially if you're kind of like newer to a band, I think it's kind of a good idea. Like if kind of like to really brush up on how much they changed or didn't change or how similar, and really get a full feel of what album you like most, because you're kind of comparing them in a small time frame. So I can't say I do that regularly, but I have in my fucking lifetime. Yes. From La La. The fuck kind of user ID is that? Don't recognize you in the topics. The user ID, I don't recognize it, but it's spelled La, like with the little fucking what's the umbo symbol or whatever? It looks like French or some type of foreign character. LA exclamation point LA with the little fucking hyphen thing above the A. So Lala, I guess that's what's fucking called. User. Shout out to you, Bra. Nice to see you in the comments. Hey, J Dog. Do you know fellow metal YouTuber and bodybuilder Kevin Frasard? Would you say dude is natty or not? He certainly claims he is. Anyway, keep up the good work. I've never even fucking heard of him. As far as if he's natty or not, I mean, quite frankly, I could give a flying fucking shit less if he is. Don't matter to me. There's some people saying, responding to him. David Lane, fuck that. What a great question. I've certainly wanted that myself. Gorehound, for sure, fake natural. You know what? Let me just look him up on my. Let me Google him. Let me see what he looks like, and I'll give you my honest opinion. Like I said, personally, I don't really give a fuck if he is or not. So I'll go to YouTube here. Kevin, what the fuck's his name? Kevin Frasard, huh? Fellow YouTuber that's in the metal and working out, huh? Here he is. Well, it looks like his user ID photo. It looks like him at a competition, like he actually competes in bodybuilding. Where's the fucking video? It's kind of showing more. A lot of shit him playing guitar. Let's go to videos. Last video he put out 8 days ago. 154K subscribers. Holy fuck. This guy's running circles around me. Does he actually like good metal, Devils? Again, I never heard this guy. I know nothing about him. Is he like into real metal? Like, does he know who like Dissect is and shit like that? Or is he just listening to shitty ass Pantera and Deathcore? I see Slayer in the background on one of his top 5 hardest Slayer riffs. You listening to Slayer, that don't tell me nothing. Oh, I see he's got Deicide in one of the shirts. That's cool as fuck. So at least knows some fucking real metal. Where's a fucking picture of it, like, what shows his physique? Is there something like he's in the gym or something? I see him in a lot of tank tops, and I mean, he looks definitely pretty decent. Got a goddamn ad here with some fucking gayness. Let me skip over this. Playing the guitar on this one. Okay, here's some stuff. I guess this is a preview, and it shows him a little bit working out in the gym. Would I say he's no? I would say he's definitely not natural. I mean, he's not obscene to where it's not like Simeon Panda or Michael Hearn to where it's drastically obvious. But no, he's definitely not natural. Yeah. So no, if he claims he's natural, he's a fucking liar. Yeah, unless he's got the only. I'm not going to say it's outlandishly impossible to build a physique like that natural if he has extremely good fucking genetics. Like, that's genetics that are far, far above average if he's doing that natural. Now, if you have average genetics, you don't need to be taking a boatload of fucking drugs to get there. But yeah, you're not going to get there drug fucking free. No fucking way. If you're average genetics. But if he has superior fucking genetics, and usually the guys, not to sound racist, the guys that have really, really good genetics that you would think they're not natural that aren't, is usually black guys. But I mean, within fucking reason. They're not going to look like goddamn Flex Wheeler, Sean Ray, Kevin Levrone, Ronnie Coleman. I mean, even Simeon Panda, who claims that, I mean, just because they're black, that doesn't mean there's the fucking sky is the limit and they can do whatever. No, it's just they have a little bit better genetics for building muscle on average than white guys. But there is some white guys that have really good genetics. But looking at him, I would say he's not. And another thing is just because he competes. Like, why? The thing is if somebody's into competing and shit, and they're like, oh, I might enter a natural show. If he's already gotten that far natural, I promise you, if you're this much into the sport of bodybuilding, you're going to be extremely fucking curious. Okay, I look like this natural. What would it look like if I even just took a little bit of Anavar or something? Like, he's going to be fucking curious. So for him to say that he's never have, yeah, he's full of shit. He's a liar. So he automatically loses points for just being a fucking liar to me. But whatever. I get it because the stigma, and maybe he doesn't want to talk about it because it looks like he's mostly a metal channel. And even though the metal scene is not the general public, but you guys also are the general public when it comes to the topic of fucking, bodybuilding and steroids and things like that. Because, I mean, just no offense, you guys don't know anything about it because you're not in this world. It's not what you're into. So it's a very taboo subject and a very misunderstood thing. People think you just sit on the couch, take some fucking couple shots of steroids, you blow up and build muscle. No, it doesn't work like that whatsoever. So he may not want to talk about it for that because he's going to be judged and discredited for his hard work. Because you do got to train hard, even because he's taking fucking steroids. That doesn't mean he still has to work hard to get a physique. You know what I mean? And a lot of people discredit, he just looks like that because he takes steroids. So he's probably not want to talk about it. As opposed to when you get in the bodybuilding world, especially any guys that compete and shit, yeah, it's not like it's a big secret. Guys will talk about it willy-nilly, throw their cycles. Hey, what do you recommend? Hey, where do I get this shit? Hey, should I add this, take this out? They'll talk about it like you're fucking talking about brushing your teeth with each other. It's not like it's a secret when you get into that world. But in the outsiders, especially if their nanas and fucking mommies and daddies and shit are watching, their brothers and sister who know nothing about the subject, they're like, "Oh my god, he's taking drugs." Like they don't want to justify. So I get why he's lying, but me personally, what I would do, especially if a channel that size, the Michael Hearns and stuff, just don't bring it up. Like if I don't know, I never watched this guy. If he's going on and if he's constantly like, I'm natty, he's bringing it up all the time. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Now you're a lying piece of shit. You keep bringing it up. If somebody brings up the subject, just skip over the question and be like, I don't want to answer it or don't really want to talk about it. Or just say something like, I'm prescribed TRT by my doctor. Say something that's like kind of like dodging over the question because you're uncomfortable talking about, which I get. But don't sit there and fucking lie up and down. That's why I don't respect Michael Hearn at all because he keeps bringing it up. I'm the natural freak, not for natural wonder and all that. It's like, dude, it's one thing if you never talk about the subject. When you keep bringing it up on your own and blatantly fucking lying, I just don't have respect. My whole thing is, why would you follow this person? You know he's lying about this, so what the fuck else is he lying about? Like, why would you trust anything that comes out of his mouth, So, yeah, no, the guy's not natural. I would say that with, if it was provable, like, say, like, if there's a way to prove it in somehow, I would bet $10,000 on my personal money. Easily, and I would very confidently know I'd win. So, there's your answer. But do I care? I can give two fucking shits less. He can take all the shit he wants for all I care. Hume and Brisket. Inhume is another good band from the Netherlands. I totally agree. The first Inhume album, which I actually don't think it's ever been on vinyl. It's been in the back of my mind. I just don't know how to get in touch with them. I would love to do it on vinyl. The second album, I believe that was the one on Osmos Records. I remember not liking it so much. So, but yeah, first Inhume, if you don't know them, really good fucking just death grind. Fantastic fucking record. And the way I first checked them out, too, when I first heard of them, I don't know if he still has it on his bass. I first saw the name, and I probably heard him a little bit after. This was in somebody's distro bin. Will Romer, mortician, he had a sticker on his bass. He had Repulsion, Inhume. I forget what else. He had a couple other stickers, and I saw the Inhume. What was that? And because it's a pretty legible logo, and that's how I first heard him. Got checked him out. Like, remember I was telling you, Devils, like back in your early years, 14 years old, 15 years old, and this back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Where you checked out bands is what t-shirts is the guy wearing, who they put in their thanks list, who are they talking about, or you read an interview, what bands do they play with or like, shit like that. That's how you checked out bands. So, huge Mortician fan. Wheels in the Brutal shit, that was obvious. He had an Inhume sticker, so fuck, certainly it's got to be at least worth checking out. And it sure was. Shelby Sims, hey J-Dog, ever listened to Active Implements from Nashville? About the only death metal to come out of there that's decent. Keep the videos coming, brother. I have not. From Nashville, Tennessee. Active implement. No, I don't even recognize the name, to be honest with you. But I will keep my fucking eyes and ears peeled. God damn it. Got a book over here, but not really much of a question. A couple guys stoked about Lord Gore. Glad to hear that, because I am too. The Cosmic Pallbearer. Yo, iDog. Have you ever experimented with stuff like pot or acid when you were younger? Nope, never tried acid in my life. And pot, I didn't. The first time I ever smoked pot, believe it or not, I was like 30 years old, 31 years old. And I think it's one of the most dog shit, useless fucking drugs on the face of the earth. It's way overused. It made me sleepy. I'm like, okay, if you have a trouble sleeping, this is probably pretty okay for that. Take a couple hits, relax, you go to bed. But people smoking pot during the day and shit, do what you want. I don't care. I don't judge, but I think it's dumb as fuck. Personally, if I was going to use a drug during the day and shit, I prefer like Adderall or something. I've never tried Adderall, by the way, but I wouldn't be against it, especially on days you're feeling sluggish, got to kick ass that day, got a lot of business to get done. That's a beneficial drug. Just sitting there, so man, I'm going to hit some Doritos. That's fucking dumb. I mean, just fucking flat out dumb. Just makes you lazy and stupid. That's the way I see it, goddammit. But everybody loves it except me, so maybe I'm missing out. That was the last goddamn question on that video, so let's see what the fuck is next in line after the Boston video. Don't even know which one, raw dogging it. So get the goddamn shovels, devils, because we're going to have to dig together. Hell's I mean, next video live, goddammit. Who the hell is James LeBron? Damn straight, who the hell's that motherfucker? Why were you talking about that guy, right? Holy smokes. 715 views, so just above average, because my average is about 600, but 116 motherfucking comments that I didn't even peek at. So shit, a lot of comments. Let's see what the fuck they got saying in here. Guess it's going to have to probably be 2 videos to cover this comment section, unless there's barely any questions. Oh, people putting there, cool. And actually, I told Eric and Chase to search my video, search out this video. I remember when I got it. This must be the video because I'm seeing guys put it in metal people with metal minds. I thought there were some good ideas. I asked you for the slogan for the Cannibal Corpse shirt, the Hell's Headbangers Cannibal Corpse shirt. What you guys think for the slogan, the Hell slogan? You know how we did one for Black Sabbath, Slayer, Blasphemy, etc. What the slogan for the shirt is, and you guys are putting your comments, opinions in here. I thought there was definitely a few good ones that I thought could definitely work. Told Eric and Chase, I texted them the day of. I was like, check out the comment section on today's video. And for the Camel Corp slogan, crickets, got no reply. So did they do it? Probably the fuck not. So Goatman's kind of answering a question. Thanks for answering my question, bro. Krieg is a weird case for me. When it was described to me from friends, it sounded awesome, but just wasn't at all once I heard it. Yeah, I don't know like what would be if I was to describe Krieg, if someone's like, what like literally what's awesome about it. I gotta honestly say a lot of this fucking like there were some newer bands too. I can't remember who they came in. So we got a bunch of LPs by different bands. One of them began with a K, like Cavelta something. You guys might know it. We got them. That was the top selling one. A couple other black metal bands, like 3 or 4, maybe even 5. All black and white covers, fold over covers. This is like 3-4 weeks ago. We got them in some super obscure label. And they all sold out immediately. Flies on shit in the Cavelta where we got like 50 of them. And I'm like, what is this shit? Looks like Vlad Tepes, etc. I put them in the Creed category. I was like, I gotta listen to this. The top song, the Cavelta, whatever the fuck it was called. I put it on. I'm like, what? Why is everybody buying this? I'm glad they do. I love selling shit, but I'm just like, I don't get it. Like I literally, for the life of me, don't get it. I was like, there's 0 riffs. This has been done a trillion times. The Vlad Tepes, the Mutilation, the Krieg, the Belkatir, just that 0 riff black metal where it's just raw shit screeching in a microphone with it doesn't even have catchy breakdown parts. It doesn't even have a cool guitar solo. It doesn't even have like a cool drum. It's got nothing. It's just monotonous fucking bullshit. That's just in the back. I'm like, and if somebody like kind of likes that, maybe they like 1 or 2 bands like, it's like, I don't know, maybe it's kind of like dark fucking Halloweenish, kind of like spooky shit in the background once in a blue moon. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 bands I could see that, but there's tons of bands like that when new ones come in and they fly out the door. And if it was like 1 or 2 people, they're into it. No, fucking flying out the door. Then you get emails getting any more. Again, I don't judge what people are buying. I'm glad, as far as the business side, I just don't get it. I'm flabbergasted. What's so great about this? Anyways, finish off his question. Wasn't once I heard it. Has that happened to you before? Any bands come in memory that were described much cooler than they actually are? I'm sure there is. Nobody comes to my mind, but just the story I told, I assume this has to be ultra fucking cool. I put it on the player and I'm like, this is not only not cool, this fucking sucks. Like I just don't get it. And it's not like, for example, I get it. Um, like I bring up some bands, I'm like, I'm not big on them, but I can understand why someone totally digs them. The stuff I told you, I was like, I don't even get why anyone likes this. I'm literally cannot figure it out. But some bands, just because it's not for me, maybe it's a thrash band, I didn't like his vocals, or maybe it was a death metal band. I was like, yeah, I've been done a million times. I was like, I at least can get why somebody would be into this. That other shit, I couldn't think of a reason. Literally couldn't figure it out. Still haven't figured it out. There's a book here about mortician. I might come back to that one. Look at this. Uh, Count Zdanovikis. I used to play in Krieg. got a guy that was in the band Krieg. I used to play in Krieg, and I agree, no riffs. Fuck, guy even in the band admits it. What are some of your favorite black metal bands from USA? I actually answered that in a previous video, but first ones I always come to mind is Summon, Masochist, Profanatica. I don't like everything by Profanatica. None of it sucks, but I mean definitely the Profanantis full length album. I really like that a lot. I thought that was really good. Saphinus, Black Earth, Bathum. Told you guys about that Black Trinity demo. As far as other US black metal, drawing a blank off the top of my head. But those are the ones that come to my mind every time I think of US black metal, those who pop directly in my mind. There's definitely 100% others that I definitely, probably ones I've talked about on the channel, guys, like you probably know. But yeah, no, I definitely like, there's US black metal bands I like. Just Krieg is not one of them. I mean, if you count a band like Manicore, for example, talks about, I put them in like the black slash death slash kind of war metal categories. But if you want to just throw them in black metal, Manicore as well, stuff like that. Chris Howard asking if there's any LPs in my collection I never opened. Um, One for sure, and it's a Nunslaughter. It's the Heavy Metal Superstars. And the reason I never opened it is because it's like, if you guys ever seen them, they're very, very limited. The guy like hand did each one. I think there's like maybe 75 of them or 100 or 113, some obscure number. But if you guys, anyone that owns it, basically the way to open it up, you're almost going to like damage the damn thing. So that's why I did it. So I have it. It's just sitting there. So that for sure. Goro Stern, yo, J Dog. Have you heard the debut full length of the band Euronymous? I've no. Oh yeah, I have. I had no fucking idea Culture from Disaster fronts it. That's why I checked it out. I didn't either when we got him in, and I think it was Reaper that told me. While we're at it, which Disaster era do you prefer, a Culture or Sataniac era? I personally think Disaster can do no wrong. Thanks, brah. So yeah, I thought the Euronymous was pretty good. I only listened to it once or twice in the shop, so not I never gave it a really true listen. But I remember thinking it was good, solid shit. But it was because I was always curious what the Culto went on to go fucking do. Which era I like more? It's it's kind of even. I want to say more Sataniac, but it's not. I don't know because like to give you an idea, my two favorite albums are one of each. Like my favorite probably of all time is probably Divine Blasphemies, but Tyrants of the Netherworld, the last album that Occultus sang out, was a close second. Hellfire's Dominion, I'm a huge fan of as well. So yeah, I mean, but it seems like when I listen to Disaster, maybe because there's more full lengths at this point. I never added them up, but it seems like there's more shit with Sataniac now on this point. So it seems like I listen to that more because it seems like the albums I listen to the most by Disaster that get on the player is definitely Divine Blasphemies, Times from Another World, Hellfire's Dominion, and then probably Angel Horror. Those are probably the ones that get spun the most. So, but I like both, and I agree. There's nothing shitty by Disaster whatsoever. The last 2, 3 albums, I can't say I can like completely air guitar them, but I own them. I like them, and yeah, I've never heard anything that sucks. I think everything's good. Curls and Twirls. What are some albums or merch that you regret passing over? I'm sure there is a Mortician test pressing or Deicide's Live Murder and God bootleg that you still lose sleep over. I definitely own the Deicide's Live Murder and God. I showed that on my Deicide video. That's a great boot. As far as shit I passed over, I don't know if I ever passed anything over that I regret, but I definitely like missed out on stuff where it wasn't like kind of like my fault. It was like by the time I went to go buy it or whatever, it was sold out. Or it's usually a lot of times it's a certain variant, like maybe a color I wanted by something of a particular record. Drawing a blank as to what, but like nothing like I never had like anything physical in my hand. I'm like, should I buy it? Should I not? Maybe I'll get it next time and then put it back. And then like 6 months later, fuck, I knew I should have got it. I'm sure that's happened in my teenage years, but nothing as of recent. Because a lot of times, especially now in my adult years, if that was to be the case and it's something I wanted that bad, realistically, you could get whatever the hell you want if you're willing to spend the money. I mean, if I wanted that bad, I'd basically bite the bullet and buy it on fucking eBay. So might end up paying more than I wanted to, but still got it. Josh Rodriguez. Question, J Dog. Any plans on reissuing Cyanide, The Dying Truth on tape or LP? I know you guys did a reissue not that long ago. We didn't reissue that album. I think that was Dark Symphonies. I wouldn't be against it. I love working with Cyanide, and we've worked with them several times. The only thing is to me, that one hasn't crossed my mind because, like I said, I think it was Dark Symphonies or maybe it was the Crypt Records. I get them mixed up because doesn't the Crypt Records do the vinyls and Dark Symphonies the CDs, something like that? That's I'm pretty sure they're in cahoots with each other, something along those lines. But anyways, when that came out, to me, it's still kind of like a recent reissue. It's been done, but when you do the math, it probably was 10 years ago, so it probably is due. But some of the shit just blurs together. And I was like, oh, no, it's been reissued. Like, why would you do it again? And then you look it up, like, oh, that was 2008. So I don't know what the exact date, but the one I have is the, I think it's Crip Records. That's what I have. I don't have a tape, but the LP. Ben NG, are you a fan of the legendary basketball great Jordan Michael? I sure am. I'll answer this, but it's kind of funny. The one guy said they're a metal band, goddammit. RJ CJ Rock. Hey J Dog, do you like Alice in Chains? They are one of the best grunge bands. In a previous video, which it's got to be out by the time you see this, is one of the guys said Alice in Chains. They are a metal band. So which the fuck is it? Are they grunge or they metal? I always assume, like you said, I whenever I thought of Alice in Chains, I put them in the grunge slash alternative section. That's just what I had in my mind. I never in a million years considered them a metal band, but some guy came barking. I think he was pretty pissed. I don't know if he's pissed, but I don't know. I think he was kind of dogging me a little bit, which is fine. I didn't call it that. That's a metal band. What are you talking about? Maybe he was talking about somebody. Maybe that was somebody else, but I know for a fact somebody said Alice in Chains is a metal band. They're metal band or not. They never were in my mind, but I can't say I've ever sat there and listened to albums and shit. I just remember kids and I remember hearing them in middle school and stuff. That's like when I was growing up in the 90s, like 95 and shit, and hearing them. And I think they're one of their songs in the movie Cable Guy and just hearing it through the mainstream. And I'm just like, this shit sucks. That's just what I thought. But I can't say I've sat there and listened to an album. Lucky Journal, have you ever thought about having any guests in the show here? Athanar, Reaper, Dawn of the Dead, anybody who happens to be over. Maybe just toss the camera and talk. Yeah, it has. And kind of like I said, it shows, and I'm sure I probably will. Um, yeah, I think either one's, especially Don and Athnar would be good. Athnar would probably be my first pick, just because he's kind of like the little bit I've seen, I like him doing videos, and I did that fucking video on the Satanic Royalty DVD. I think we're on it. I have yet to see it. Um, where do the interview. He's got kind of like a good camera presence where he can turn on the flip switch and not just be like and be boring. To where he's kind of entertaining to listen to. Don, I'm not sure. I guess he could do it, but I see Don all the time, so he'd be. I would assume he'd be good. I just don't know how he'd be on camera. Like if he'd just be kind of like standing like, hey, what are we talking about? Like if I'd have to like, because I wouldn't want to do any prep for it. Is what I'm getting at. I know I have a feeling Jamie would be really good at fucking doing like off the hook with no prep whatsoever, just start talking and shit. Don, I think he would be, but I'm not positive because I've never been with them in that scenario. Because even like when Reaper did the one with I think it was Hellcast, it was me and Athnar. I was kind of surprised how good Athnar was on camera, just off the cuff with no prep, just like me. Because when I do the ones with Reaper, I'm like, dude, I don't want to proofread shit. I don't want I don't want to spend any additional time. If I'm doing a video, it's going to take an hour. I want it to be recording time an hour. Hit stuff. See you the fuck later. I don't want to spend any more time on this. It's not like I'm not making a living off this. I'm not making any money, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't want to invest any more time than I have to. So I'm just doing this for fucking fun as a side thing. So it's, I can't be spending hours and hours. I got enough responsibilities in the day as is. So yeah, I'd be up for it. I think that'd be a pretty good idea. And it's kind of been in the back of my mind because actually, like last week, Athnar did come down to the shop. Maybe in the scenario, throw it out. And it seems like Don comes down to the shop probably about twice a month at the moment, at least on average in the last few months. So yeah, if something comes up, the only thing is every time Don's been coming down to the shop, I've been extremely busy, which I'm usually always am. So I wouldn't want to be shooting a video that time. But if I know something comes up, or if I know he's coming down, or maybe he's at a show or something, and I'm there, and I can think of stuff to talk about, and I can just throw on the fucking Lindsay fucking recording, maybe throw it up on our phone or whatever, and just record us talking. Yeah, I think it could be a cool ass fucking video. I think it'd probably turn out really fucking good and entertaining for you guys. And Don's you guys think I'm a fucking elitist, which I'm not at all, but it's just funny. It's like I said, me growing up around the Dawn of the Deads and Jim Kanye's and the King Follies, those guys, yeah, you got those guys rip on me for real fucking metal. I mean, yeah, so some of the Devils ask about Nirvana and stuff. Yeah, these guys would have a fucking field day on you. So it'd be kind of fun because you'd see like what I grew up here, get my balls busted. I'm like, bringing up even Cannibal Corpse down. That's second generation 90s junk. You know what I mean? So he was already like, fuck, if it's after 89, don't even ask, So all that kind of stuff. So it could be definitely a fucking fun and if nothing else, a good laugh. And I think a lot of the Devils, I thought that was all common knowledge, especially amongst the older guys. But I could tell by the comments, some bands people are asking about and shit, and people just stump like, oh, we're Slipknot, not metal and shit. I could tell there's guys that don't even realize that Dawn of the Dead opinions even exist. They just be fucking appalled. So if nothing else, it'd be goddamn funny as fuck. So yeah, good idea. And it's been in the back of my mind. And I'm not going to say it's going to happen next week or anything. In fact, I pretty much guarantee it won't. But definitely possible. Keep in mind, it seems like I've been doing this forever. Time's been kind of like, I don't want to say going slow, but since I do a video for you guys every day, since I've been doing it forever. But again, December 24th was my first video. We're just now recording May, I don't know, what's it, 13th or 14th, some shit like that. 4.5 months. I haven't been doing this long at all. So, let's see what a year in, 2 years, 3 years in. I'm sure I'll have all kinds of cool shit, meeting bands and going up to them, people on videos. I'm sure there'll be all kinds of cool shit. I'm just winging it for now, guys, and I'll probably always be winging it, but to at least get you guys a fucking video every day and not make excuses like, oh, well, fuck, I don't know, this wasn't cool enough, let me edit this. You at least get something. So, yeah, that's the goal. That's it for this one, goddamn Devils. We're approaching 30. You know how I hate hitting that fucking 30. Questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the goddamn fucking comment section and I'll get them answered. Goddamn it. Put it in there, motherfucker. See you tomorrow. Later.